Why is your voice louder when you cover your ears? Hi, welcome to Curious Kids Every Day. I'm Josh. How are you doing today? It's so good to hear from you. Hey, I want you to try something. I want you to say Curious Kids Every Day at the count of 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Curious Kids Every Day! Okay, now, I want you to put your hands over your ears. And then I want you to say it again, okay? Cover your ears. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Curious Kids Every Day! Oh, it sounded different that time, didn't it? It almost sounded louder. Have you ever noticed that before? Your voice sounds strange and different with your ears covered. Why is that? I was thinking about this today because I got an email from a curious kid named Cecilia. She wondered, why do you hear your own voice louder when you cover your ears? Most of the time, you hear your voice in 2 ways. The first way is through the air. Your mouth and throat make sound waves in the air. Those waves travel out of your mouth, bounce around the room, and go into your ears. This is how you hear basically everything. This is how you hear music, or a dog barking, or a timer beeping, or your siblings or your friends, anything. The second way you hear your voice is through your body. Did you know that you hear your voice through your body? When you talk, your voice makes your skull and face vibrate a little. I was trying to see if you could kind of feel it. I'm touching my temples with my fingers to see if I can feel it. Those vibrations travel through the bones in your head and can reach your inner ear. This is called bone conduction. Can you say bone conduction? Bone conduction is always happening when you speak. You just don't notice it. So, what is happening when you cover your ears and talk? When you cover your ears and then talk, your head is still vibrating. Bone conduction is still happening. And those vibrations can still reach your inner ear the same way it would if your ears weren't covered. That part of the hearing doesn't change. What changes is that by covering your ears, you trap low vibrations inside your ear canals, and that makes your voice sound louder and boomier. This is called the occlusion effect. Can you say occlusion effect? Occlusion just means blocking and opening. When you close your ears, you trap more of the low, rumbly sound inside your ear canals. So now you have 2 things happening at once. Bone conduction is still bringing your voice to your inner ear, and the occlusion effect is trapping sound in your ear canals, especially the low parts. The lows are what makes things sound more boomy. And those 2 things happening together can make your voice sound louder and deeper to you. Also, when your ears are covered, you hear less of the outside world. So your brain is not getting as much outside sound to pay attention to. Your own voice can feel like it's taking over the whole room inside your head. Now, have you ever heard your own voice on a video that was recorded? And you thought, that doesn't really sound like my voice. Well, you're actually kind of right. See, other people mostly hear the sound traveling through the air, but you hear a mix of the air plus bone conduction. This is why your in-your-head voice can sound a little different to you than it sounds to someone else. You're getting a better sound mix than anyone else. So your voice seems louder when you cover your ears because you keep hearing your voice through your body, and you also trap extra sound in your ear canals with the occlusion effect. Bone conduction is such an interesting thing. I actually have some headphones that don't go into my ears. They actually sit kind of above my ears and they just vibrate the bone above my ear, and I still hear the music as if the sound is going into my ears. Isn't that so interesting? They're called bone conduction headphones. All right, let's have a quick quiz. What is the name for hearing sound through the bones in your head? It's called bone conduction. And what is the name of the effect when blocking your ear makes low sounds get trapped? We call it the occlusion effect. Let's play true or false. True or false? Covering your ears turns off bone conduction. That's false. True or false? Your ear canals are like little tunnels that sound can travel through. That is true. True or false? The occlusion effect can make your voice sound deeper to you. That is true as well. True or false? Other people hear your voice mostly through bone conduction. That is false. They hear it through the air. Would you rather only hear your voice the way that other people hear it through the air, or only hear your voice the way it sounds when you close your ears? I think it's cool the way my voice sounds when I close my ears, but I don't think I would want to only hear it that way. I think I would rather hear it the way that other people hear it, through the air. What about you? All right, here's a couple of rounds of What Am I? Are you ready? What am I? I'm a tiny back and forth shake. I travel through the air, and sound is made of me. What am I? I am vibration. All right, one more. What am I? I help you hear without using air. I travel through your head, and you notice me more when your ears are covered. What am I? I am bone conduction. All right, I've got one more game. I'm going to name something, and you tell me if covering your ears would make it seem louder or quieter. Are you ready? Would covering your ears make your humming louder? Yep, it sure does. What about if a friend were talking across the room? If you covered your ears, would that be louder or quieter? Yeah, that would be quieter. What about if you were watching TV and you close your ears? Louder or quieter? Yeah, that'd be quieter. You hear the TV through the air, not through bone conduction. What about chewing crunchy cereal? If you closed your ears, would that be louder or quieter? Have you ever chewed with your ears closed? It's really loud. Well, the next time you cover your ears and your voice sounds big and boomy, now you know why. Your voice is still reaching your inner ear through bone conduction, and your hands are blocking your ear canals, so extra low sounds get trapped inside. You're basically turning your ears into little sound traps for your own voice. Now that we've learned so much, I've got one more thing I want you to try. Try covering your ears and then whispering. How does it sound when you whisper with your ears closed? Doesn't really sound much different, does it? Based on what we've learned today, why do you think that is? Well, when you whisper, your vocal cords aren't really vibrating as much. And that means there's less bone conduction going on. And there's less low, rumbling sounds to get trapped in your ear canal. So, the sound doesn't change very much. Isn't that so interesting how that works? What kind of question do you think we'll ask tomorrow on Curious Kids Every Day? I can't wait to find out. So until then, keep asking questions and stay curious, kids. And we've got a few birthdays today. Today is Eloise's birthday. Eloise is from Canada, and Eloise is turning 7. Happy birthday, Eloise. Darshan is from Brisbane, and Darshan is turning 5. Happy birthday, Darshan. And Clark is from Florida. Clark is turning 7. Happy birthday, Clark. To all the grown-ups listening, if your curious kids want their birthdays mentioned on the show, please visit supportcuriouskids.com and join the Curious Kids Club. That's supportcuriouskids.com. See you tomorrow.